Good morning, everybody. You are tuned in to Cragcore. Thank you for tuning in today, which is Saturday the 4th of February 2023. Well, that's 1 month down, right? 1 month down. The days seem to go quicker and quicker these days, man. The years, they fly by, which is why it's even more important, that we do what we can to try and make this world that we live in a better place. Before you turn the video off, because it sounds like it's going to be an airy fairy, positive vibes kind of video. What's wrong with that? But on a serious note, the future is actually ours, right? Like, you listen to that speech by Cyrus, was it? At the start of the Warriors film. The future is ours, man. There's more of us than there is of them, which means ultimately we make the decisions, all right? And whatever decisions you make on a daily basis, that's how the world is. It's not the government that make the decisions. It's not the kings and queens. It's you. They don't actually have the power to make choices on how the world is. That's you guys. That's me. That's you. Who has that decision-making power? It's the way it is. That's why they go to such lengths these days. I mean, they've always gone to the furthermost lengths of what they possibly can do. They've used the utmost reach that they possibly have to find out what the public consensus is regarding any situation before they act. And by they, yes, I do mean the elusive they, the oligarchy, the tyrannical despots, call them what you want, the Illuminati, the elites, say what you will, the cabal. There is, make no mistake, a secret organization of individuals that do steer the planet by using our perceptions and through our acquiescence based on the commonly accepted demographic of where our fucking heads are at the time. But you see, this is why they go to such lengths. And these days, those lengths that they go to are even more far-reaching. However, they're slightly more subtle, which for them is great. They use your data, these cookie things that you accept online. You're addicted to the internet now. Aren't we all? We can't live without it. We're so far removed from the days of, if you want to learn something, you go down the library and get a book out on it. We're so far removed from that. What thoughts go through your mind when you think about having to do that? Going to the library, getting out a book. But you see, even then, you had to have a library card and sign out which books you had. And it was on a database somewhere. If somebody wanted to check what you were into, they could go to your little file and see what books you'd had out. So even then, there was monitoring going on. This is what I mean. They could find out if you were a dissident or not based on the books that you chose to take home. And I say dissident, like it's a bad thing. The word they use projects the feeling of the fact that it's bad to be such a thing. Fuck me. Words are very, very important in all of this. If a set word has a certain type of vibration attached to it, well then ultimately you will see whatever's attached to that word or related to it or related with it. You will see it as that vibration, and if it emits a negative vibration like the word dissident, well it simply means standing against the oligarchy, basically, you know, being somebody who is willing to stand up against it. Nothing wrong with that. These people need to be held in check by folks that are willing to stand up against them. That's how balance is maintained. But you see, they don't want the balance. They want it to be tipped their way, which is why they go out of their way and do exactly, you know, everything they can do to try and take away the challenge, to try and take away that which keeps them in check. So the censorship is one thing, you know, and everybody talks about that, but you see the surveillance, you know, they use your data, they use everything that you say around your mobile phone now, because obviously your microphone, as soon as you give access to your microphone and your camera to any of these companies, for instance, I'm making this video right now, I gave permission fucking years ago when I had Facebook for Facebook to use my data and my camera and my microphone. You have to if you want to record a video or upload a picture, which is what they say it's for, right? You can share your life on there. A bit like on GTA, the computer game, it's Life Invader on there. I mean, they're on the pulse there, aren't they? But they make sure that you have to give them access to these things. So they offer you the carrot on a stick, and then they make sure that you need to give them what they want in order for you to have it. Which is access to your life, man, which is access to your camera, your microphone. Everything you do and say around your phone is monitored and recorded. Say what you will, you know it's the truth. How many times have you said something around your phone, the next minute you've got adverts popping up? It's because they're listening, okay? Wake up to it. It's because they're listening. Do you want somebody to listen to you all the time? Is it worth what it is they're giving you? You know, which is more enslavement. No, it's not. But on the face of it, what they're giving you is easy shopping. So basically they're turning you into a consumerist robot that doesn't think for themselves anymore. They simply buy what they're told to buy. They call it convenience, don't they? All the time they call it convenience. All the time. They call it convenience. They bring it in under the guise, under the wing of convenience. They make you feel as though, I mean, they make you feel as though it's easier for you, therefore it's better for you. Well, we're making your life easier. You know? Hence contactless payments these days. They make the limits higher and higher. They realised through through the census that they were obviously running throughout the whole lot, that people wanted to spend more than however much the limit was back then. What was it, 40 quid or something? 20 quid? 40 quid? I can't remember. Now it's 120 quid on some cards. How many people spend more than 120 quid on, say for instance, their shopping? You know, their weekly shop. Not many. Some do, but not many. Who's got that amount of money to spend at, because ultimately, you factor into it all what you're actually buying. Not many people are buying the most expensive stuff, like all the organic bits and bobs, which turns out isn't actually all that organic after all. But I don't know an awful lot about that, so therefore I won't speak on it too heavily. But as it turns out, from what I've heard, the organic food that you're buying from the supermarkets may not have pesticides and stuff, but it quite possibly has other things like heavy metals and stuff on or in those products. So if they're not getting you one way, they're getting you another way, and they're charging you for it. Perhaps the heavy metals cost more to spray. It's a more expensive poison, so therefore you must pay for it. Pay for the privilege. of dying, having your life shortened more expensively. So anyway, well, now we know all of this, okay? We know about all of this stuff, surely. I'm not the only one that can see this. Where does the power lie? Well, like I've said, it lies with us, the people. And how do we do anything with that power? How do we recognize that? Because ultimately, having all the power but like not acknowledging it and therefore not doing anything with it is tantamount to having none. We simply do not use or do not do that which they use against us. Now, I get it. Christ, we can't all go and live in a field somewhere whittling spoons and, you know, growing our own fruit and veg, living on nuts and berries, you know, foraging around like cavemen. In this day and age, we're not, you know, that's not who we are anymore, is it? You know, we're civilized, lowercase c, individuals, okay? So, we can, though, force the world to change through our own decisions, okay? If you simply, if you don't want the world to be a certain way, then don't be that way. Don't act that way. Don't buy that way. Don't purchase the things. Because, for instance, I've said this before on another video, and I'm going to go a bit more into it now, because I kind of said it off the cuff before. But let's just look at Facebook. Let's look at Facebook and all of these apps. For a start, the alarm bells are ringing when they're free. You know, you look at things like, in England, you had the Freeview box that was given out years and years and years ago. It was like a cable TV box that you got given for free. And it meant that you could watch TV. You know, all of these different channels, these free cable channels. Why would they give you this for free? Companies like Sky and Virgin Media and all of these, they make sure that you give their equipment back. Even if it's been 10, 20 years. As soon as you cancel your subscription, they want that back. Now, there's something in there that they want. It's desolate technology. It's old now. You know, what does it do? It probably does nothing. But the truth of the matter is, they want it back regardless, okay? There is something in there that they want. Now, what that is, I don't know. You know, I could speculate, but I won't do so here. But needless to say, this equipment is quite obviously then valuable. To some degree, it's valuable, right? Because these people want it back. So why are they giving you free? Why are they giving you free boxes? These free television box things. Why would they give you a free newspaper? Everything costs money, okay? In England, there's a newspaper called the Metro. They give it away for free. They employ people and give it away for free. Now, obviously, they charge companies for advertisements and stuff. So they're making money, I get it. And that's where most people will end their little thought process. Well, you know, they're making money, so it's not free. But they're giving it to you for free. You think about it. If they charged everybody a penny for it, and they hand out 1 million, well, then that's a lot of money they could be making, even if they charged a penny. They're not going to give up revenue. They're not going to give up any profit unless it profits them in other ways. Financial profit to these people is power. And they're not going to give up any power unless it gives them power in another way that is more valuable than what the money could give them. And it's that simple. So if they're giving it you for free, it means that there is something more powerful that they're getting from you other than money. And you think about the power that money gives these people. So, you know, so what are they getting? They're gaining your perception, and therefore your mind. They're gaining your reality, your life. They're taking it from you. So then they give you apps on your phone for free. They give you Facebook, all these ways. Instagram, they're all owned by the same companies now. It's all owned by Meta. You've got Twitter, owned by Musk. Another puppet. All of these different companies that open up and they give you their apps for free. And again, people go, oh yeah, well, they make money off advertisements. And that's what they'll tell you. Yeah, we're making money off advertisements, but they're not going to give up anything unless they're getting something more valuable. You think about what you share with Facebook. Every single aspect of your life, whether it be voluntary or involuntary by proxy, it's voluntary by proxy of the fact that you agree to the terms and conditions, but ultimately people are willfully blind and willfully ignorant to the fact that they're being watched and listened to all the time through their device that they accepted these terms and conditions on, or any device probably that they use that app on. So, they are taking from you so much, and you're allowing it to happen. And ultimately, every single aspect of your life is on here. Like I've said, whether it be willingly through everything that you share physically, films of your life, pictures of your life, voice notes, whatever. When you tag yourself in at places, they've got a profile on you. A very, very intricately detailed profile on you, and they can predictively they can basically just predict what it is that you would need in life, or where your mind would be easiest to manipulate, or how it would be easier manipulated. Now, if they've got this quantum mechanics computer, which I'm sure they have, of course they have, this quantum bloody fucking mechanics computer that can figure out equations and stuff in a split second that we couldn't even dream of understanding, it will be able to predict to a high degree of certainty which way to push the human race and what the possible pushbacks will be. Of course, all it is equations and percentages. If you've got 1 million people and 2/3 of those people have been sharing posts, trending posts such as this and this, well, and considering most of the posts that are trending are there for a reason, because of all these bots and stuff that they have working for them, AI bots and stuff that share certain things over and over again, so it becomes a trending post. So then all of a sudden they know what the majority of people are thinking. So they know then that based on the public opinion, which is what they need, because they have no power, they need the public opinion. Based on that, they can then decide which way they want to go next. And if the public needs more coaxing into making certain decisions, when all they'll do is apply more propaganda through more trending posts, etc., and therefore create another perception in your brain that allows you to accept whatever it is they're going to bring in. It's just slowly catchy monkey, and they basically feed you what it is you need to be fed in order for you to act the way they want you to act. And when you act the way that they want you to act, they know that your perception is therefore parallel to that, and if they want to bring a certain thing in at that point, there will be minimal resistance, because they need the public opinion, they need the public perception to be willing. Hence, you have the power. They wouldn't go to these lengths unless they needed your power to do so. It's very, very simple. Now, at this point, you've got to be thinking to yourself, okay then, you know, Mr. Crackcore, okay, what do we do? And you know what? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not. Because, fuck's sakes, man, we've all got our own personal sovereignty and we can make our own decisions. I'm not here to say this is the way forward and this is the way out of this. But I can speculate, right? Based on how I view the world and what I can see is going on with my own mind, I can see that the way to at least stop a majority of what is going on is to quite simply opt out of those things that they use to gain whatever it is they're using against you, which is your perception. So, if you don't want them to use Facebook against you, which is one of the huge ways that they fucking weaponize your perception against you, well then you don't use it anymore. Don't use it. Take it off your phone. Delete it. Delete your profiles. Take off, and if you don't want to delete your profile, just delete the app off your phone and take off all of the consents that you gave. And by stopping using it, you shut down any need for large companies to advertise through them. Therefore, they don't make their money either. So you're disempowering them by taking away your information, therefore taking away their ability to predict your perception and manipulate you through that perception. And you're also disempowering them by taking away their financial stream, which is their other side of how they allow themselves to impose more perceptive control over the population by using this money that gives them the freedom to do certain things, you know, to start more businesses that take away more power. All right, stop using it. If you don't want bad foods, stop buying the bad foods. Make choices in your life that push the world in the direction you want it to go in, as opposed to just going along with the flow and complaining about it. Because that's what a fucking kid would do. Simply. You know, we're the adults now. We make the decisions, man. All right? If we want the world to be a certain way, well, then we fucking do it that way. It's as simple as that, you know? So you stop using Facebook. Stop using the social media formats. Take away the permissions at the very least that you give for them to monitor you. That's step one, man, you know? Take away their power on a multi-pronged attack. Just stop doing the things that they need you to do in order for them to take away your power. It's that simple. They need your perception. They need your they need your consent in order to do whatever it is they want to do. And I hope I've laid it out in a very clear manner here, so it's easy to understand. And I get it, you know, we all need to toe the line to some respect in life, because we are living in this reality, whether we choose to or not. Like I said, we can't all go and live in the woods and whittle spoons, man. That's just silly to think. But you see, that's an extreme. How many people are going to step out of whatever it is they're living in to go and do that? But what we need to do is, because what we've got here is the potential for a fantastic reality, a fantastic world, a fantastic existence. We've got technology, you know, we've got healthcare, we've got food, we've got everything in abundance. we've got the potential for a fantastic existence here on this planet, right? But unfortunately, all of these resources are being used against us in order to have have our own power weaponized and exerted against us. That's the reality of the fucking situation that we find ourselves in. So it's our responsibility to make small life choices that are opposite to that, or at least different to that, which is what is happening now, to what we're deciding to do now, in order to change our world and how we live. And it's as simple as that. If we make different choices, the reality around us changes. So be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. You are the one with the power. Without your consent, they have nothing. And on that note, I'm going to wish love and peace to all things everywhere. This is Crackcore signing off. Thank you for being here today. Peace.